région Centre-Val de Loire, on dit que les jardins ont des secrets. Les secrets de l'histoire de France, les secrets de la douceur de vivre, des secrets qu'on se dit à l'oreille, les secrets des vieilles pierres, les secrets de la nature, les secrets de la culture. Nature et culture, l'exceptionnelle rencontre. Région Centre-Val de Loire.
Hi everyone, welcome back here in Orléans. We are live with our TV broadcast. We have the pleasure to welcome Kate Foucault from Maurice and Ygor Coelho from Brazil to have a little bit of chit-chat about their lives here in France, because now they're in France, but also about what they've lived in the past, because they come from badminton, from non-badminton countries. So it's very interesting to see what's going on in Brazil and in Mauritius. So thank you so much for joining us today. We're gonna start with you, Kate, ladies first.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little bit how you started playing badminton? It's a family tradition, and how did it all start for you?
Yeah, it all started for me. I was actually a very hyperactive child, so my sister would always take me with her to the training, and my parents also. So I would actually, when they were playing, I would run around the courts and just run and run and run just to get out all the energy. That's how I got to know badminton. And then my mom really introduced me afterwards to badminton. And since my sister has been a professional, I was always looking up to my sister. So I really wanted to be like her and be even better. So I continued on this path.
Is it difficult to come after someone who's been a high-profile player in your country, to be their little sister and coming after?
Of course, in the beginning it's hard because everybody has expectations from you. Everybody wants you to be even better, and people put a lot of pressure on you, even your family. But I was lucky because my family always supported me, and they always told me, just do your best, and it's okay for us. So I always just did my best, and today my sister couldn't be proud of me, so I'm very, very happy.
Oh, good. Paul, you have some questions for Kate?
Yeah, so you were in Rio 2 years ago. You played the Olympic Games. You were also the flag bearer, I guess.
Yes.
How did you feel to represent your?
How was it to be the one with the flag?
It was actually a bit stressful because we had high heels on, and the whole week I was thinking, oh my God, I'm going to fall in front of the TV and everything, and everybody's going to laugh at me. But yeah, it was a really, really huge honor for me to be able to bring the flag for my country, and yeah, I was very, very proud, and it was like this kind of emotion that I think you can only feel once in a lifetime.
To participate is important, but also to be the flag bearer is very special,
wow.
I guess.
It was really, really great. I mean, when I learned that I was even qualified for the games, I was already going crazy, and then they told me I would be the flag bearer, and I couldn't believe it.
How big is is badminton in Mauritius? Because it's a small country, it's a small island.
Yes.
And what are the other sports and how big is badminton there?
Well, I would say now it's become very popular because of my sister and me, and some of the boys also are doing quite well, especially because we belong to the African continent. So if we're doing well in Africa, then it represents us very well. And I would say it's the first sport, individual sport. Of course, there's football,
like everywhere.
like everywhere else, like in Brazil.
Like in Brazil.
But actually, if you go to Mauritius and you ask a random person on the street, do you know Kune?
Yeah.
They will probably say they know my name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Not so many countries can actually say that, apart from Malaysia, Indonesia, and maybe Denmark for some players. But so it is a high-profile sport in spite of being a small place.
Yeah, because we make results, so we are constantly in the news. And
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
You have other questions for Ken?
Yeah, next year will be a huge year to qualify for the next Olympic Games. Are you already looking for it? And how do you feel about Tokyo?
I feel good about it because I've already tried to qualify for one Olympics, so I already know how it goes and I know how stressful it can be also and everything. So right now what I'm doing is I'm also trying to get up in the world rankings so that I don't get so many surprises for next year, and I'm able to get good draws, and hopefully it will go well like last time.
So it's one spot for Africa. So basically you have to be the best one in your continent to qualify, at least.
Yeah, but I mean, if my world ranking, I'm hoping my world ranking would be good enough so I can just qualify as normal.
Not on a continental part.
Yeah, not on the continental part. So I'm really hoping this so that maybe there will be another participant from Africa, and that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, good. Any other question? We'll get back to the status of a player who's not from a top badminton country with UK. Ygor, you have a fantastic story. You come from a place where badminton, they don't even know what badminton is, basically. We were mentioning that it's all about football, volleyball, maybe a little bit,
Swimming.
but swimming also?
Yeah, also.
Okay.
Exactly.
But badminton, no one has ever heard of badminton before in your country, I suppose. How did it all start? You're from a favela, from one of the townships in Rio. Tell us how it all started.
I started with 3 years old with my father. First, he wanted to create a social project, swimming social project.
Oh, swimming first, okay.
But in his school, when he was working there, he met one guy. He came from Italy.
Okay.
2 rackets in one shuttle, and he thinks that it was a squash.
Okay.
So, and then he said, "Oh, it's a very good sport." And then he puts in the favelas.
Okay.
So for the kids, for him give good advices for the kids. And then he had the best players, and after the training, he cut the racket for me.
Okay.
I started with 3
So
years
you started with a small racket?
A small
okay.
racket, and then I still.
And then you picked it up. Okay. And then it developed to something amazing big with the Miratus project. Tell us a little bit about this project.
Miratus is the badminton in Brazil are becoming big because of the Olympics.
Okay.
And also because the Pan Am Games, we have Pan Am Games, so in Brazil did well. We have a medal since 2007. So, and then the people are knowing well what's badminton. And Miratos is one social project who makes champions like me. Also the girl who was in the Olympics.
In the Olympics,
Lohani.
she's also
from
okay.
Miratos. She was from Miratos.
So there were 2 players from.
There were 2 players
okay.
from this project.
Okay.
And this project helps not just in badminton but make champions in life.
Okay. So how do you explain that? I mean, building self-confidence for people who are not necessarily children, who are probably not living in good conditions. It helps them become better human beings and help themselves. Or
yeah, this project helps to make they have choice to be. There is 2 ways in the favelas. also have many friends who goes to the traffic,
Trafficking.
drugs,
Okay.
yeah. And these Miratos, they can choose be Olympic player
Okay.
or teacher. They can be champion in life.
In life. Okay. That's very very nice to hear. How did you manage to, coming from this place, becoming an Olympic player? How did you develop to be that champion?
I had when I was kid, I met good people who believe on my dream. Gwen, it's the first people who stand in the. She's still with me. She's still manager my career. And in 2015, 2014, my father, me and my father, chose to try Nanjing. It was the first Olympics.
The Youth Olympics?
The Youth Olympics.
Okay.
Yeah. And I remember I was so exciting to
to travel.
To start. I didn't speak English. I learned by traveling.
Okay.
And I qualify. So and I get a lot of excited. I was really exciting to representing my country in these Olympics. And I
Okay.
dreaming also with Rio.
Of course, it was at home.
Yeah,
You
it
were
was at
probably
home.
looking for this all that time.
Yeah, and then I was in Denmark 3 months to develop my level. In 2015, I get in the national team,
Okay.
and I did all the Year Olympic, and I was happy to play in my home.
Okay. We're gonna switch the microphone here. Paul, you have a question for Ygor?
We were speaking about the Olympic Games. You were the first Brazilian player in badminton who ever played in the Olympic Games. How do you feel when you come from a country we don't really know about badminton, and you were coming from the favela?
We see here on the picture.
And you play in the Olympic Games at home. At home, you were only 20 years old at this time, I think. 19, even younger. So how did you feel representing your country in a sport which was not so really developed in that country?
Oh, I feel proud.
Maybe closer to you.
I feel proud to came where I came from the favelas, and was the first one representing Brazil in the Olympics. I feel a lot of proud, and I feel we can be everyone. You just believe in your dreams and yourself, and you can make it also.
Yeah, it's good.
How difficult for you, coming from countries which are probably not putting a lot of money into badminton, to make a living? You know, to pay for your trips, to live in hotels, and it must be a struggle. Kate, for you, how do you manage that?
In the beginning, of course, I got a lot of help from my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, so they were the ones believing in me, pushing me to my dreams, and then I started getting results, and that's when, of course, then you start looking for sponsors and everything. But what really helps and has helped in the past is of course, the Olympic Solidarity Scholarship. Okay. So I'm an Olympic scholar, and I'm very, very grateful that I can get the scholarship, because this is the main reason why I am able to qualify. Yeah. And of course, I guess coming and being able to live in Europe and being able to play for clubs, that helps a lot. And when you're in Europe, the tournaments are not so expensive.
Right,
of course,
right.
if you live in Mauritius, I mean, everything is very, very expensive to go to. So it helps a lot.
How about you, Ygor? How do you manage to find the money and the people that help you to travel around?
So in the beginning, it was my father.
Okay. Family support for both of you.
Family support.
Helps, yes.
When 2012, the things changed after London. I had support from Nissan.
Okay.
And the Artengo.
Okay.
And when I started the Year Olympic, I get more sponsors. I force, and then the things became easy.
Okay, that's good to hear that both of you can make through the Olympic Solidarity program and through private sponsors. You have something in common, both of you. You now live and train in France. So why this choice? Why did you pick France? Because you know Portuguese and Brazilian and French is very different, and it must be an adjustment. The weather, the culture. Why did you choose France?
Yeah, after Rio 2016, my national team gone.
There was
there's
no more national
no
team.
support, no
Okay.
national team.
Okay.
And the president, the ex-president from France, the badminton friend of France, he opened the doors from the national team for me 3 months, and they liked me, and I also liked. And then I still in France. I really like Paris. I really like this city.
Yeah.
And the quality of training, I learned a lot here.
Even the culture, the way. Okay, you can comment. Actually, this will be the picture you're commenting. You're being coached by one of the French coaches. So tell us about this experience.
It was my first Super Series.
French Open.
French Open.
Yes.
And it was amazing. Play my first Super Series in Paris. What I was like. So exciting. First, I played Olympics, and after
The
played
French
Super
Open,
Series,
okay.
French Open, so big, and training with Peter also.
Okay.
I was coaching by him against the Gintin, and I
Okay.
did 3 sets. So he makes me
So
push
confidence. Maybe?
confidence,
Yeah.
and push harder my level.
So in within few months, some dreams, the Olympics, and then playing with Peter Gado as a coach.
Yeah,
It's
as
like
a
a,
coach.
a
It's
child's
like-
dream
yeah.
come true.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you, Kate? Well, obviously you speak French, so it's a bit easier for you to come to France. But why did you choose to come and play for a French club? And is it just easier to train and have a good sparring, maybe?
Yes, I was actually a few years ago looking for a new place to train, and my friend recommended me the club Issy-les-Moulineaux
Okay.
in France to train, and then I said, why not try it? So I started to try it, and then I really liked it, and then I also wanted to make a bachelor's degree.
Okay. So you're studying still at the
Yeah.
on the same time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I was thinking of actually coming so I can study and I can train, and I love the people there, so I decided to stay. But actually I'm moving also now.
You're moving
Yeah,
back
I'm
to
moving.
Mauritius? Or
No, I'm moving to Denmark.
Oh, to Denmark,
to
okay.
to Badminton Europe Center of Excellence.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I'll be joining them after this summer. Well, I'm already there most of the time,
Okay.
but I'll be there full time now.
Full time. Okay. What are your goals now, both of you? Kate, you're traveling very soon to the other side of the planet, Commonwealth Games. Is it something that's big for you?
Oh yeah, that's very, very huge. I mean, after the Olympics, I guess Commonwealth Games is a pretty big games, and I'm really looking forward to be in the team, because there's team events first, and then there's individual events.
So in both, you
yeah.
have goals for these two events.
Yes, we have a good draw in the team. So I'm thinking maybe we can be second in the team, and then let's see how I can fight my way in the individual events.
Individual depends on the draw. So
Of course, it depends on the draw.
Yeah.
The draw is not out yet, so I can't say anything about
Okay.
it. But hopefully, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, for Mauritius, it's also very big, so they will all be watching us.
And then Tokyo after this, obviously.
Yes.
Next big goal.
Mhm.
Okay. How about you, Ygor?
Actually, I'm working 2 years for
Rio also.
next year. Actually, this year I have South American Games.
Okay.
It's really important, and Panams as well,
Okay.
and Worlds. Yeah, and next year I'm looking forward to try the Olympics again, and try my highest level. I will be more experienced, I think.
Of course, your second game, so maybe a more
Yeah.
more mature player.
And I was 19, so now will be a little bit more older. And yeah.
Okay. Paul?
Just a word about your French career. You play at Union Saint-Bruno, that's right?
Yeah, I played in Union Saint-Bruno.
Will you be there at the last championship match, the last one in the beginning of April? And I guess it's a huge game to stay in the first champion.
Yeah, it's crucial for us. We are We competed against Orléans to be in top 2. Yeah, and I hope we can play our best.
You'll be there?
Yeah, I will be there.
Okay.
I will be there.
Great.
Okay, we are about ready to finish this little chat. Thank you so much for us. Before we go, we have a little surprise for Kate, who's turning 25 today. So we have a little teeny tiny cake. We couldn't let you go without having a so,
that's so
happy
nice.
birthday,
Happy birthday.
a quarter of a century. That's something
now
that we
everybody
could
knows
not
how
let go
old
of.
I am.
Oh, you're still very, very young. So there you go.
Oh,
Happy
thank
birthday.
you.
You can
Thank
you can go ahead and blow on the candles and eat the cake if you want after that. Go
Definitely.
ahead. Okay. Happy birthday. All right. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you so much for both of us to join us. It was great to hear about those countries we don't necessarily hear about. On the courts that are just next to us. This afternoon, the big names are coming in again. Jan Jorgensen had a tough match yesterday. He will be on again. Samir Verma, of course, looked quite easy, and he will be one of the men's singles to watch. He's top seed, and also a former top player from India, Guru Zadait, who was injured for quite a long time. He's still in the draw. A lot of good matches. Some seeds have gone.
Yeah. We
They've
see
been
also
beaten by young Indonesian pairs or Malaysian pairs.
we are going to see the first matches also of the Stoeva sisters.
Stoeva sisters, who are top seeds in the
Top
women's
seed,
doubles draw. So lots of exciting matches. We will see each other for the next live broadcast at 5 p.m. tomorrow night, and we will tell you who are the guests, and you can ask questions as you did for the past broadcast. Thanks again so much for joining, and share the replay, and have fun. See you soon. Super. Ah, tu t'en es bien partout sur les doigts. Thank you guys.
En région Centre-Val de Loire, on dit que les jardins ont des secrets. Les secrets de l'histoire de France, les secrets de la douceur de vivre, des secrets qu'on se dit à l'oreille, les secrets des vieilles pierres, les secrets de la nature, les secrets de la culture. Nature et culture, l'exceptionnelle rencontre. Région